Most people preparing right now are making the same mistake. They're filling shelves, they're ordering gear, they're buying things they've never touched before. And here's the problem. Shelves run out, gear breaks. And if you don't know how to use it or fix it, it's dead weight. The people who survive disruption are not the ones with the most stuff. They are the ones who cannot be made helpless. My name is Ghost. This is the old wolf. He doesn't talk much, but he's never wrong. Today we are going to talk about skills, not products, not gear lists, skills. The ones that don't expire, don't take up space, and cannot be stolen. Stay with me, because what I'm about to show you in the next 20 minutes could be the most useful thing you watch this year. There's a Reddit thread that has been circulating in preparedness communities. Someone wrote this: the biggest blind spot in prepping is not the big explosive event. It is the slow, grinding breakdown of supply chains. And they're right. We have already seen this. Shipping delays, chip shortages, drug manufacturing concentrated in 3 countries. A single factory fire in Taiwan affects hospitals in Iowa. You cannot stockpile your way out of a supply chain collapse that lasts 2 years, or 3. But a person who can repair, produce, and treat, that person becomes essential. Not just to themselves, to everyone around them. Think about that. Here's what the data shows us. In about 2 minutes, I'm going to show you the single most underestimated skill in emergency preparedness. Most people never think about it. It's not first aid, it's not firearms. Stay with me. Skill category 1, repair. If parts stop crossing borders, and they already are slowing down, your equipment is only as good as your ability to keep it running. I want you to think about every powered system in your preparedness setup. Your solar panels, your water pump, your vehicle, your generator, your radio. Now ask yourself, when was the last time you opened any of those and understood what was inside? Most people cannot change the inverter on a solar system. Most people cannot reseal a hand pump. Most people have a generator they have tested exactly once 2 years ago, and they are hoping it still starts. Hope is not a strategy. The old wolf is going to show you the 3 repair areas that give you the highest return on time invested. First, basic electrical repair. This does not mean becoming an electrician. This means understanding continuity testing, replacing fuses, splicing wire, and diagnosing a dead battery versus a bad connection. 2 hours with a multimeter guide will change how you think about every device you own. Second, water system maintenance. A hand pump or solar pump that breaks during a grid down event is not just inconvenient. It is a crisis within a crisis. Learn to replace O-rings, check valve seats, and prime a dry pump. These are 20-minute skills that take an hour to learn and a lifetime to be grateful for. Third, small engine maintenance. Your generator, your chainsaw, your pump engine. Carburetor cleaning, fuel line replacement, spark plug testing. These 3 repair skills alone will keep you operational when neighbors are standing in the dark wondering what went wrong. I want to ask you something directly. If your water pump failed tonight, right now, do you know what you would do? Most people I talk to have the same answer. They don't. We're going to fix that. The skill coming up next is the one preppers consistently underestimate until it is the only thing that matters. Skill category 2, medical. Emergency rooms will be overwhelmed in any serious disruption. Supply chains for medications are already fragile. Roughly 85% of pharmaceutical ingredients are manufactured outside the United States. If logistics slow, pharmacies cannot restock. You don't need to be a doctor. You need to be the most medically capable person in your immediate circle. Here are the 3 tiers of medical skill worth your time. Tier 1, wound care. Cleaning, irrigating, and closing wounds. Recognizing infection, applying pressure dressings that actually work. This is a 4-hour course at your local Red Cross or fire station. Take it. The old wolf doesn't wait for a course brochure. He practices. Tier 2, medication knowledge. Understanding the difference between antibiotics and antivirals. Knowing what can be substituted in an emergency and what cannot. Building a reference library, printed, not digital, with dosing charts. A book called Where There Is No Doctor has been saving lives in remote areas for 50 years. It costs $12. It should be in every preparedness kit. Tier 3, Triage and assessment, learning to evaluate who needs help first and why. Checking airway, breathing, circulation. Identifying shock. Stabilizing a fracture. Not every situation requires a hospital if you know what you're looking at. We put together a free PDF specifically for this, a medical skills priority card. 1 page. Print it. Put it in your first aid kit. The link is in the description right now. No email required. Just download it. Here's what most people get wrong about this next skill. They think it requires land, equipment, and years of experience. It doesn't. I'm going to show you exactly what the old wolf grows and why, and it takes less space than a parking spot. Skill Category 3. Food production. I am not telling you to become a farmer. I am telling you to become someone who understands food production well enough to produce some, under pressure, with limited space and limited inputs. Import-dependent food items are the first to disappear when logistics break. They are also the first to spike in price. Look at what happened to cooking oil in 2022. 2 infant formula. 2 eggs. These are not anomalies. These are previews. The old wolf focuses on 3 high-return food production skills. First, container and small space growing. 5-gallon buckets, a south-facing window, a balcony, a strip of ground beside a fence, calorie-dense crops that grow fast, sweet potatoes, bush beans, kale, and radishes. A 20-square-foot growing area, managed correctly, can supplement your calories meaningfully. It won't feed a family, but it reduces your dependency, and it builds a skill that grows with you. Second, seed saving. If you are buying seeds every season, you are dependent on a supply chain. Learning to harvest, dry, and store seeds from open-pollinated varieties turns a one-time purchase into a permanent asset. This is a skill that took 10 minutes to learn and that farming families have passed down for 10,000 years. Third, food preservation, drying, fermenting, and water bath canning. These 3 methods require no electricity for long-term storage and can extend the shelf life of fresh food by months or years. Fermentation in particular is experiencing a revival because people are realizing it also improves gut health, which matters when you cannot access medical care. Skill Category 4. Communication and navigation. When cell towers go down, and they do in every major disaster, most people discover they have no idea how to reach someone 3 miles away, let alone find a route out of their area without GPS. 2 skills here. Both are learnable in a weekend. First, amateur radio at the technician license level. The exam is 35 multiple-choice questions. Preparation takes about 10 hours. With a handheld radio and a technician license, you can access repeater networks that cover hundreds of miles, without infrastructure, without internet, without power grids. The old wolf passed his exam 8 years ago. He has used it 4 times when nothing else worked. Second, paper map navigation, reading topographic maps, taking a bearing with a compass, identifying water sources, elevation changes, and choke points on a printed map. Your phone dies. Your car GPS requires satellites that can be disrupted. A paper map and a compass needle are 500-year-old technology, and they have never once needed a software update. Second free resource in the description, a 30-day skills action plan. 1 skill to begin each week. No special equipment required for the first 2 weeks. Link is below this video. Again, no email, no sign up, just download it. Here is the thing most people miss about skills. They compound. The person who can repair their solar system and produce some of their own food and treat a wound without an ER, that person is not just more resilient. That person is valuable to a community. They trade skills, they earn trust. They become someone others come to, not someone who is abandoned when resources tighten. Historical collapses, Weimar Germany, Argentina 2001, Lebanon today, all show the same pattern. People with portable, applicable skills survived and maintained quality of life. People who depended entirely on systems outside their control suffered most. This is not pessimism. This is pattern recognition. And here's the part no one tells you. Most of these skills are enjoyable to learn. Radio operation is a hobby. Gardening is meditative. Basic mechanical repair gives you a satisfaction that no amount of online shopping can replicate. You are not building a bunker. You are building a version of yourself that cannot be made helpless. That's the goal. Before I let you go, the third free document is in the description. It's a priority wall card. 5 skill categories. Print it. Put it where you will see it every day. The window to act is always now, not when things get worse. Not when the news confirms what you already know is coming. Now. While the YouTube tutorials still load. While the courses are still running. While you still have the time. The old wolf has been working on his skills for a long time. He is not worried, and he is never wrong. Do the same. I'm Ghost. Stay ready.